Next, I really wanted to talk to you guys about the artwork. So I looked at your Twix accounts and I noticed all the D&D artwork that you guys had, which by the way, I adore. I think that the artwork that you guys have been sharing is fabulous, but I'm sure you guys have seen the artwork that WotC published in their new book.
Yep. Cam's the big art.
Yeah. Well, growing up, for me, art was just as important as content, to be honest. I was 12 years old and I see Larry Elmore and Jeff Easley, and I'm just astounded by what I'm seeing. It's like blowing my mind. And, that's it still holds up today. And it's just beautiful work. And not to say that today's art isn't good, it's definitely different, but it doesn't evoke the same, I don't know, danger, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
The composition of the art, for one, kind of invokes the Avengers Assemble, like, so, and it speaks to the difference in philosophy of the generations, probably, where today's 5e characters are superheroes and they're invulnerable and they're going to kill everything, whereas a lot of the early artwork, at least Golden Age, um, showed characters in peril, and that's kind of speaks to the difference in the way the games are run too. I think when you look at OSR, there's a lot less emphasis put on backstories, and because you don't know if the characters are going to survive. Like, we'll wait for a backstory because I'm not going to write a backstory for a character that's just going to be fodder. But yeah, the art speaks to that, and you can tell a lot uh, about the health and how the game is run just by looking at the art. And I think, yeah, the older art is just, I'm an old, you know, fuddy duddy probably, but um, I'm more partial to that kind of stuff.
I really believe that art is kind of like the soul of a D&D or any fantasy RPG, any RPG really. Without good art, the likelihood that someone will even pick it up and have a look and say, "Hey, this might be for me, this might not be for me," is deeply uh affected by the art. And um, you know, that was one of the things I learned when I first started publishing. Like, um, I had the very first adventure I ever published and put art, and it was selling, but it wasn't great. And then I just decided, well, I'm going to switch up the cover, and then it blew up. Um, not only is the art like something that you can like pick up, and get a feel for what's going to happen in the adventure or source book, but it also, I think it also sets an expectation for the type of play. Like if you look at Shadow Dark, that dark and gritty art, like what's behind me here, all the bugbears.
Yeah,
The it's all black and white art. It's kind of old school, married to a little bit of 5e, but it's very deadly, and it gives that presentation or that feel. Whereas I really feel like the 2024 artwork is dull, and just about as dull as the game they're trying to like get people to buy. At least the lore side of things, right? So
true. I mean, we're not interested in baking or like dwarves serving muffins,
Well,
or
but wait,
yeah,
what if they
it just
bake
doesn't.
in the smithery? Then it's fine, right? I mean, those two things go together.
Yeah, totally good then. Like, yeah,
yeah,
definitely. There's a
assembling
time
the
and a place for everything.
sushi on the forge is the key to good sushi.
Yeah,
Um,
it doesn't invoke adventure or danger at all, but yeah,
Oh, but
that's
it
okay.
invokes food poisoning.
and that's funny that you mentioned about like I'd never really thought about the Avengers Assemble aspect to art because I was just looking at some of the paintings and um and it's like the old school art is very much organic in that the action picks up where the image is showing you is where usually the adventurers are surprised and they're all like, what? Uh one one picture after another. It's a very organic setting. It's nothing's posed, you know. And there are some exceptions to that, but for to a really strong degree, it's noticeably different than what you get today. Um, but